Welcome to the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought, the conception that we live in a spiritual universe, that God is in us, around us, and for us, and there is nothing against us. Our topic today, then, is the power of love in you. We choose love to talk about today and for the rest of the month because, February is the month of love. Like we have something around the middle of the month called Valentine's Day. So it's all about love. I looked up the meaning that Dr. Holmes gives of spirituality. And he says spirituality is natural goodness. There's love, natural goodness. God is not a person, God is a presence personified in us. Spirituality is not a thing. It is the atmosphere of God's presence, goodness, truth, and beauty. End of quote. And that's about love. Love is the theme of spirituality, if it's practiced in the way it was just described. The power of love in you. Love in you, not necessarily loving you, but that is included. But love in you, I want to talk more about today. In the Science of Mind, Dr. Holmes writes, the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not of God or God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. All instinctively feel this. The truth points to freedom under law, the same law that Mary Jo read about. Thus, the inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to this voice, for it tells us of a life wonderful in scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. But the great love of the universe must be one with the law of its own being. And we approach this love through law. This, then, is the teaching of love and law. As the love of God is perfect, so the law of God is perfect. We must understand both. This is found in the Science of Mind on page 25. That's a very early part of a book that has over 600 pages. So love has been the theme of Dr. Holmes's ministry and his teaching. How many people here actually listen to the inner voice? I'm not asking you to raise your hand. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Let it tell us. Let's talk about this, about life as a wonderful in its scope of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. These things, these states of mind and consciousness and emotion really, truly exist. The one law reveals itself in varying modes of being to fit the many ways in which we can use it. So love is so universal. It doesn't matter how you try to use it. It has the same effect. The one law reveals itself in varying modes to fit the many ways in which we can use it. So there are a few different ways in which the law shows up in our lives. The law of cause and effect. The law of attraction and repulsion. The law of compensation. The law of circulation. The law of reflection. The law of relativity. The law of polarity. Those are some of the ways that this law shows up. And when we use it in the consciousness of love, motivated by love, more and more love is increased, not only in the world, but to the one using it, the one showing the love, giving the love, sharing the love. And as such, it is packed with practical, no nonsense information, ideas, all of these laws, ideas and training to equip us to be ready for the human experience. So the more we study how the law works, through love, we become stronger, more grounded in the truth of who we really are. Dr. Holmes says this, he says, until a demonstration takes place, its theory is just suppositional as far as practical results are concerned. So again, Mary Jo read something about that pertains to this particular phrase, and that is, you can't, unless you demonstrate something, everything you say means nothing. So if you say, I love you to someone, but in practice, you show no love, and sometimes just the opposite, you're fooling yourself. You're not fooling the person that you pretend to love, because they're not feeling it. It's not coming. It's not showing up. Until demonstration takes place, a theory is just suppositional as far as practical results is concerned. Unused knowledge is suppositional. Remember that. No sense having knowledge if you cannot practice it, if you cannot demonstrate it. If there is any field of research where practical application is necessary, it is in the field of metaphysics. Metaphysics. In using metaphysics, one must understand its law. Metaphysics is for the study of the origin and essential nature of life. I'll say that again. Metaphysics is for the study of the origin and essential nature of life. It is like having a driver's license. Only knowing how to drive a vehicle is not enough to keep safe on the road. One must understand and know the laws that guide the operators of vehicles on the road and how to use them. So love, just said, just spoken in words, it's just hot air until it demonstrates. So that's why this whole month, if you started practicing just now, demonstrating love, by the end of this month, you would be 10 feet tall. I don't know if you want to be that tall, but internally, you would have grown so beautifully wonderful to much more than you are right now. If you think you hit the peak, wait until you hit 30 consecutive days of devoted, concentrated love, shared, not just talked about or thought about, but shared. Love is the essential and the essence of the origin of harmony that governs a life worth living. We approach love through law. Love points the way and the law makes it happen. That is, when you think of something, something else follows: action, demonstration. That's called making it happen. Love provides us with an immutable principle, which is law. This law is choiceless, non-judgmental, omnipotent, and the power of God and the universe backs it up. Think about it. Love is so important that it is love and it is God. God is love. Love is God. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. God is love. Love is God. And when we say that lightly and not realize the depth of meaning, we lose the effect. The demonstration doesn't take place. You see, we are dealing with real life, with thoughts, impulses, emotions, feelings, etc. All of those things about life that we experience every day. We are dealing with causation, with original cause, a fluent force. That's what we're dealing with, because love is natural. We don't have to fake that. Some people try to do that, but they're always discovered afterwards. It is forever taking form, forever deserting the form and taking it up. The form that it has taken disappears if it is not used genuinely. Any thought which is not of the original harmony is subject to change. The original harmony is love, followed by action. The origin of spirit is harmony. The original love works through law, which is an aspect of God itself. Because love is volitional, it gives us hints and guides us how to use it, this immutable power. It is out of itself that we can make use of it for our own state of well-being, to enhance, to heal, and to live happily and fulfilling a life of fulfillment. Love is all of that and a lot more. You can't talk all about love in 1 hour or 25 minutes or 25 years. What a great divine love is when we really try to use our minds to comprehend the enormity, the vastness, the limitlessness of divine love. I used to be a member of a different religion many years ago, and they used to sing a song which I will never forget, although I don't practice most of what I had learned then, because Science of Mind gave me principles to live by, which are really the ones that work. But here's a few words of that song. The lyrics are: the love of God is greater far than tongue or pen can ever tell. It goes beyond the highest star and reaches to the lowest hell. To write the love of God above would take the ocean dry, nor could the scroll contain the whole, though stretched from sky to sky. That was a wonderful song we used to sing. Love fulfills all the laws of life, all of them. Love fulfills all the laws of life. Within the published statement of what we believe, Science of Mind has a published statement of what we believe. It says this: God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Remember I said, God is love. Love is God. God is personal to all. Love has to be personalized for it to be expressed, for it to be felt, for it to work, for it to harmonize your life and the life around you. All we have is love. The rest we made up. You see, we all have an invitation to the banquet table of plenty, an invitation that has no expiration date, an invitation that is automatically renewable, an invitation that cannot be dropped or canceled, but you have to accept the invitation in order to sit at the table and receive. If you have to accept and act upon it, then it is your job to demonstrate love. You got to feel it inside of you because it's there and it's covered up. If you don't feel it, it's covered up with other feelings that are sometimes contrary to it. You see, the only way I know that I am one of the one is my awareness of the grace of God. The grace of God demonstrates to us the love of God. Goodness with a big G is the result of that love, that infinite love. It's truth, it's love, and it's beauty all come together because of love. You see, the only way I can know that I am one created of the image and likeness of God is my awareness of the grace. The only way you can say, you know how many times you say, God's grace did it. Thank God for its grace, its goodness, its truth, and its beauty. This we can really know because you can experience the love of God through recognizing the grace of God, through remembering that many times you felt undeserving and there something good showed up. And you say, wow, I didn't expect that. Wow, that's wonderful. Wow, that's a miracle. How many of those have you said? And a lot more. I can say love is all there is because I know that love is God and God is love and God is all there is. Therefore, love is all there is. I used to be head of a church in another state. And when I said love is all there is, there were 400 people sitting out there saying, and the rest we made up. We enjoyed that. We enjoyed that. They couldn't wait for me to say love is all there is. Anytime in any sermon that I have ever given, if I said love is all there is, there would be that echo. And the rest we made up. You know what? We have to stop making up the rest. We have to stop making up nonsense. We have to stop making up bad behavior. And let's make up a way to demonstrate love. Our founder rightly said, God plus nothing leaves nothing but God. I wish I had said that. God plus nothing leaves nothing but God, because God is all there is and love is all there is. My approach to it is through the law of its own being. When you approach love through the law of its own being, which is goodness, that's all that comes back to you. So, how does it operate in you? How it operates and how we operate, all of us, when we operate and let love operate through us, we are all beneficiaries of it. All of us. No one is left out. That's why the affirmation today that we read together, I'd like to see again. Let's read that together. If you mute yourself, you can read it out loud and you won't disturb anybody else. Okay, let's do that. Muted, go. Here we go. Today, I know that deep within my own being, there is the seed of perfection, which is made and given to me by the unconditional love of God. This love, though invisible, is also made completely enfolding in its nature, in its eternal truth. I am surrounded, embraced and held safely in the loving arms of divine wisdom and wholeness. Today, I know that the seed of perfection, which is nurtured with divine love, surrounds and keeps me in the heart of God. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And I am made of love. And I declare, and so it is. And that's the power of love in you. What I want you to do now is close your eyes for a minute. I'm closing with this. I want you to visualize yourself fully embraced by a big heart. You know what a heart is shaped like? See that heart all around you, coming to a point right near your heart. See it all around you and wrapping you in its embrace. Let the heart of God radiate through you and embrace you. Give yourself to love. Experience now the power of divine love in you. And I love you. God bless you. Namaste. Namaste. And so it is. Thank you for listening. It is a scientific prayer designed to bring immediate results, but it's done unto you as you believe. As being the operative word, do you believe your prayer? I remember Dr. Holmes asked that of one of his strongest supporters who became my teacher years ago. When he was done praying, Dr. Holmes looked at him and says, "Bill, did you believe your prayer?" And he had to stop and think. Yes, he didn't believe his prayer, so he had to do it again. So let's pray now. If you close your eyes, and during the prayer, you can mention silently in your own heart what it is you want to manifest. As we remember right now that God is present right here, right where I am, in this place, in this moment, God is present right here in all its love, power, wisdom, intelligence, and peace. These qualities of God I call forward to be present in our lives because we are made in the image and likeness of God. And these qualities become active in our lives right now. Because with wisdom, with peace, with intelligence, we are able to navigate in the world which we find ourselves in toward a peaceful, harmonious, beneficial way of being. This is our purpose. This is the way we desire to be a blessing to our world, to be a presence, a beneficial presence in our world. This pandemic is not so powerful that it overcomes everything. No, it is an effect of some action. And we can now initiate a new action that neutralizes the effect of this pandemic. All of us, as we take the position that the effect is no longer effective in our lives. It is neutralized, and we are able to function in a normal and productive way as a blessing to our community and to all those with whom we come in contact. I declare that this time, these words become flesh. They become real experiences in everyone who believes, who affirms that the breath of life is spoken here now into action. I'm grateful for the power of the spoken word. I'm grateful for an opportunity to be a blessing to those who are willing to listen and have a desire and a motivation to change. I am so grateful for this wonderful opportunity. It humbles me to be able to speak the word, knowing that its power is active right now. So I release these words to the action of the law that knows how to bring it to pass, as each one applies these truths to their own lives. The action of the law is operative right now. I release it. I know all is well because God is in charge, and so it is. Amen. Thank you all. It's just this time is really a sacred time, and I could never have enough of it. Okay, I just can't seem to have enough of it. It's wonderful. Thank you.